We're going to move on now to probability. See if I can scroll down to that. This is our next unit. As I've been reminding you in class, please make sure you spend the time to read the information in the boxes that are given to you. They give you a lot of reminders or key points to help you remember the things that we've learned in these particular units. So the probability unit, here's a lot of information about just dealing with general or basic probability, in this case with a question about marbles. So let's go ahead and take that information and see if we can remember how to answer probability questions. Number 47. A quarter is flipped 2 times. What is the probability of getting heads both times? So we're flipping it 2 times. That means we have 2 trials. 2 trials, and we're looking to get heads both times. So that means I flip it once and it lands on heads. I flip it a second time, it lands on heads. Now remember class, we talked about this. Does the second flip of the coin have is it influenced at all by the first flip of the coin? The answer is no. When I flip it the second time, it's a completely independent trial. These 2 coin flips don't have any relationship to each other, independent. When I flip it a second time, it is not influenced by the first flip. So let's deal with this as independent. I think I spelled that wrong. Let's try independent. That looks better. So these are independent events. First time I flip a coin, what's the probability that I land on heads? Well, we know that there's only 2 possibilities. There's going to be tails and there's going to be heads. That means I got a half of a chance, or 50% of getting tails, 50% of landing on heads. So my first flip of a coin, I've got 1 out of 2 possibilities. And remember class, if we want to go back and remember how to deal with probability, think about this. We talked about the number of things, I'll write it over here, the number of things that make me happy, those are the outcomes I want, over the total number of outcomes, or the number of total outcomes. So the number of things that make me happy over the total number of things. Well, 1 thing makes me happy. There's only 1 possibility of getting heads when I flip a coin, and there's 2 total possibilities. So the possibility of getting heads on my first flip is 1/2. What's the probability of getting heads on my second flip? These are independent events. That means it's still 1/2. I have 1 out of 2 chances. One outcome makes me happy out of 2 possible outcomes, and all we do with independent events is we just multiply them together. If you want to know the probability of getting heads both times, you multiply these 2 together and you get a probability of 1 out of 4, which we know we can convert to a decimal. Divide 1 by 4 and you get 0.25. And that is equal to 25%. So a 25% probability that if you flip a coin 2 times in a row, you'll get heads both times. See you on the next video.